Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Scipii and Rome Total War Remastered. It's the music. It's definitely the music. I think the more I think about it, the more I'm sure of this. 90% of my enjoyment from this wonderful video game comes from the fact that it has good music. That's simply a statement of fact, I'm afraid. It is what it is. Why does this place have such terrible public order? Never mind, that just fixed itself. Okay. Now, I think I have an army here at Thermon, and what was the story with it? They can't move out, right? They've just arrived. Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting Greek army. 1, 2, 3, 4 ballistas. But they are heavily depleted. I mean, these hoplites have, what, 4 men in them? Am I reading that correctly? I think so. These 24, these 14, so heavily... Sorry, I've just been eating something and stuck in my throat. heavily depleted army. Like that quite a bit. Now, this on the other hand, completely different situation. Can we attack this? Yes, we can. And I think I'm just gonna auto resolve. Of course they lost some archers in the process, because why wouldn't they? Alright, but at the very least we do have Larissa now, and that is excellent indeed. And I think I'm going to put down a shrine to Saturn, get the public order up, and then the Proconsul's Palace, because this place is a mess. But, oh well. Does it not have a... Yeah, it doesn't even have a militia barracks. That's honestly kind of shameful. I do have one change in the entire playthrough and everything. I've installed a mod, one singular mod. Well, actually, I've made a mod. In reality, I've just tweaked a couple of game files to allow this, but I saw today, or actually I saw last week, because I haven't recorded this in about a week or so, but I saw last week that, oh, that's interesting, that's a pretty big army, that there is a mod that you can download on the Steam Workshop for this too, and that is the Recruitable Generals Mod. So, the way I have it set up is, after building, I think, a Governor's Palace, yes, after building a Governor's Palace, or any of the buildings above the Governor's Palace, so Proconsul's Palace, Imperial Palace, and so on. Actually, I don't think there is an and so on. I think that's the only two, that's the only other two. You can construct, or perhaps more accurately, you can recruit generals. Now, I don't think they end up in... Where can I check that? I don't think they end up in the family tree, because they're simply not members of the ruling family, right? However, they are generals, and they are governors, and they are characters. It is not, even though it looks like a general's bodyguard unit that you're recruiting, you are actually recruiting the whole general, so the character and the bodyguard. They function just as any other general does, and that's about it, I think. I will engage the enemy here, I think. Yes, I see no reason not to. And I'm going to fight this manually, mostly because I want to preserve these Pericope. and I want to make sure that the Hastati get used up instead, and that's about all. This is long shield cavalry. I think the 2 general cavalry units can wipe them out fairly easily, along with the skirmishers. So yeah, it's going to be a very easy fight, but the reinforcements, a little bit less so. Matter of fact, why don't I wait one more turn? I want you to go into Carthage so that I can have a proper siege of Carthage, which is going to be a lot more difficult than this field battle. But I want it to be, if you catch my drift. I really do want it to be difficult and to have a at least somewhat proper battle for Carthage and not just steamroll the whole thing. Now, over here, I can't attack that. Where, trying to find my navies, and I'm not sure what's the... Yeah, this would be the best way to do it, wouldn't it? Right, so... basically I don't have a navy. Well, alright. Let's make a brireme to transport troops between all the places here, and I guess I'll call these guys back next turn so that I can actually safely transport those ships and secure the shipping lanes between Capua and Thapsus and Sicily. Right, you decided to attack a Greek trireme. Well, that went about as well as expected. Nothing of interest happening so far. Greeks do have quite the navy, unsurprisingly of course, but worth mentioning. Ooh, okay, hello.
Awaiting your command.
Be quick.
Do you think it's possible for us to have
limited.
like a ceasefire and stuff? No. No, you do not. Death stalks the land at Apollonia. There is a plague. Well, the good news... We're building a farm there. I'm kidding, that's not the good news. The good news is... there's no general there, and it's fairly isolated. And fair enough, Amulius Brutus might catch the plague, but I don't particularly care about him. I care about the rest of my own faction members. So they ought to be perfectly safe. I half want to build a militia barracks first and then focus on this, but we're probably going to get attacked soon anyway. Which is why it's vital for this army to defeat both of these. If possible, the third one as well, so that the one in Larissa gets a little bit of a breather. And can focus on dealing with this army all on its own. Blockade the port of Carthage. Yes, I can do that. Probably, maybe, most likely. It's going to take like 3 turns. 2 turns if I get a little bit more ambitious. But I do want a slightly beefier navy here, so I'm going to construct like 1 or 2 more ships probably. Let's go with a trireme as well, and then that'll deal with the problem for us. I'm now gonna... Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Oof, I can't do that, can I? I thought I was going to do a... Well, no, I have to. I've screwed myself over a little bit. I thought I was going to, like, not take Carthage, but just engage these guys in the night battle. I forgot that this general can't do that. Unfortunate as that is. Oh well, let's gather up the other army here. And also the troops from Capua. I think Capua's going to have to go down to normal taxes, honestly. I don't quite see why it has so much... Was it squalor? It's not even that much squalor, it's like 15,000 men live there. I mean, Syracuse is like 17,000 and... So, law, happiness, governor's influence, health... Base level of 100. Garrison. So there's no governor's influence here, is there? Health 5, law 30. Health, nothing. I mean, I understand that the temple is kind of... I don't want to say a problem, but the temple is kind of not really helping, but well, at the same time. So I'll be rewarded with a unit of Triarii. Alright. It's not the best and it's not the worst. Messana gets a proconsul's palace. Lilybaeum can get... let's go with like an arena, I think, maybe? No, they have plenty of happiness. Yeah, Lilybaeum has a ton of happiness. Let's go with like something, like a communal farming or a forum or something along those lines, I think would be mostly the same. Thapsus gets Proconsul's Palace next. I've been given 1,000 denarii. Truly, your generosity knows no bounds. Oh, wise, mighty, and powerful Senate. And that's all for construction. So now, we're on to the battle plans. Cultural unrest is for capitals call unrest. So there's just 25 unrest here, period. I mean, what can I say? It's not the greatest thing ever. Get another unit of Hastati there. Whoops. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to close the the browser. Alright, let's just get to it, honestly. Not much point delaying. I'm going to have to beat the Carthaginians, and for the sake of roleplay, I'm going to leave Carthage as is. As in, I'm not going to take it, I'm just going to head back down to try and defend my, my other city. So, yeah, let's go.
Stands in the field. They are not worth fearing. They die as easily as other men. They have been brought to the battlefield by muling infants instead of leaders. Why do they stand? They muster barely a fraction of our men. We should brush them aside easily and claim victory. I fought these people before, and now I thirst for revenge. Today we shall slake our thirst for blood. Today is Victory Day. The seer has been consulted, but his vision is clouded. Today we make our own destiny then. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans.
Yes. Don't quite see how your victory is assured if you die like a true Roman. It's sort of... sorry. Would sort of assume that victory in this particular field would entail survival of, well, as many of our troops as possible, but what do I know? I'm nitpicking, honestly, and purposefully misrepresenting his words. I'll keep the Principe in reserve, but like fully in reserve, if that makes sense. So kind of like that, and then Equites along with General's Bodyguard on each side. Except I want you to go forward. And this, if I remember my history lessons correctly, is an actual formation that the Roman Legion used, with the cavalry forward like this, and the infantry lined up like so, except the Velites would be forward, of course, but this is a video game and we need to change things up a little bit, but you know, the general idea is that the Romans would deploy like this at times. There's also a very, very fascinating video on how they would actually approach in front of the enemy and deploy, because we don't actually get to see this in the game, because you deploy them in a sort of chess-like, well, not really chess-like, they're the troops, your figures come, your pieces come deployed already too, I suppose. What I mean is you don't actually get to see the army marching in from somewhere over there in a column and then deploying in front of the army. The way they would do that, the way they would get from one big column of troops to this was also fairly fascinating, or to me at least. And kind of mysterious as well, in the sense of we don't exactly know how either, but we have some rough idea of how they would do that, but we're not entirely sure. One possibility, and I think one fairly certain thing that they did, one of the things that they did, was all the veteran troops, the Triarii, we're talking about pre-Iberian Reforms legions, of course. The Triarii would present a solid, unbroken line of men like this, and behind them, in a sort of chaotic manner, or at least relatively chaotic manner, all of the troops would run to their positions. So here would be the first cohort, here would be the second, here would be the third. They wouldn't be organised into cohorts, but you get the idea. Here, they would deploy like that behind an unbroken line of veteran infantry at the front. So the point was, if the enemy does decide to engage immediately in an all-out charge, the veterans would be able to hold the line for well, honestly, for a very lengthy period of time, giving the other troops more than enough time to deploy properly and, get stuck in themselves, and we would have a proper battle. Now, I'm really wondering what the Carthaginians are doing. I'm assuming they're going to try and... I'm assuming they're going to try and link up with their forces and present like one unified front against me, but I'm kind of just hoping they retreat, honestly. It would allow me to do a little bit of damage, maybe even pick off a general, and force them into Carthage. Now, what are these? These are Iberian Infantry. Oh, they are retreating. Okay. Lovely. Let's get the generals forward. Let's hit at least one of the units of Iberian Infantry. I think a charge like this from the rear will be completely useless. Okay, now we're doing something.
The enemy army is in front.
There we go.
Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
Did we lose anyone? One unit, I think. No more than that. Oh, not one unit, sorry, one soldier.
And this day is clearly our victory.
Yeah, so, you know, haven't done much, but they did decide to just run away from the battlefield, so that was, Did the guy heal? No, he didn't. Ah, that's a shame, but alright, we got him. And they're gonna go back to their nice little city, and I'm still stuck. I don't like this at all as a, you know, as a design thing. Really, can I just lift the siege and run away? No, I can't. I'm assuming I will be able to do that next turn, but just what's the point, really, of running away next turn? Unfortunate, but regardless, there are solutions to our problems. So the first and obvious solution is just to get this legion that we've formed up here, or that we are forming up here, and grab them and use them to defend Thapsus. Fairly simple solution, I would say. Fairly straightforward, not much to it. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. But that will entail some losses. Maybe Thapsus itself falls, and to compensate for an event like that possibly occurring, I think I'm going to get this navy out of here. I don't really need it. Oh, I could pick fight with... No. I could pick fights with the Greek navy, I think. Yeah, I'd rather do that. To compensate for that, we are going to need to make some gains in Greece, so let's do that. They choose to run away, and that's a little bit of a problem. But yeah, so this army, despite looking all mighty and powerful, 1,200 troops in it, it's mostly made up of some reinforcements and what little survived the original couple of battles at Thermon, so yeah, let's come on, level 4, yeah, you can't do 9 battles, can you? Unfortunate, but that's alright, let's go.
A battle's never an easy thing to face, especially before breakfast. But think on this, they feel at least as bad, and don't have me to give them victory. Do not fear these over-nice Greeks. They have come to fight, it is true, but they will only stay to die. They have been led here by strutting fools and blustering morons. Now they will pay the price. We outnumber them by a large margin, but this may drive them to foolhardy defiance. Be careful. Now I say, this far and no further. Here we make a stand. You all know my worth and what I have done before. Of the foes who attacked me in the past, few ever got to boast of their success. By this time tomorrow, our sword arms will ache from overuse.
I really like the fact that you addressed that, yeah, the fact that you were attacked several times. Were you attacked several times? I think it's the other general that has more bragging rights. Okay, here we go. I think at this point I've had every single form of interruption possible in the video, so realistically it can only get better from here. I've set up the troops, as you can see, and I've decided to deploy them here. I think it's pretty much the perfect position. Other than this sort of like slight abnormality in the terrain, if you will, we have just a straight up huge terrain advantage in the shape of this hill. And the fact that we are uphill from our enemy's relative position means that the range of their artillery will be reduced as well. So everything else I'm not really worried about. Obviously the phalanx is going to have a really tough time marching up the hill and fighting up the hill, but, you know, nobody cares. We're going to just sweep the floor with them anyway, with checkerboard with a checkerboard pattern. But yeah. Alright, it's going to take a while for them to deploy, and I'm just going to hold my position here, so let's cut to when they actually approach me, because I have no intention of marching down this hill. It's going to take a while for them to get there, but, you know. I'm going to leave you with a cool up-close picture of our lovely soldiers here. Oh, alright. Short while later, a very short while later, we're firing javelins at, or we're hurling javelins at the hoplites. This is the difference terrain makes. I mean, look at that. That's almost double the range. I mean, that's just actual insanity. Look at that. That is... I have no words, honestly. And we've started killing them here. That's like literally almost double the range. It's just I don't know how to comment on that other than absolute insanity. And the Velite is going to do basically what they're paid to do, hurl their missiles over at the enemy's toughest melee units, which are in the First Army, and then all of this is going to get mopped up by the cavalry, including missile cavalry over here. I'm going to try and catch them with infantry, but like it's not really going to matter, trust me. Okay, are we done? I think we're done. So let's retreat with you lot. You're also done. And then if the Pricape and the Hastati want to fire their Pilum too, I hate using the word fire, but for some reason I continue to do it. If they want to hurl their Pila, that's also good. Pila is plural, Pilum is singular. I will not confuse these, I'll just use the wrong word occasionally, and I have been, like, corrected on this several times. It's not that I don't know, it's just that, you know, I speak in English and then there's a Latin word in the middle of it, and it's really difficult to, like, pay attention to its grammatical categories when it's, like, it's just a different language and has nothing to do with English, so, yeah. Anyways.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemy's hearts!
Well, I'm glad that the enemy's general is killed, that's good, but... Okay, let's take out the artillery, I think. And I remember saying that I won't run down the, Wow!
Are full of fear and now they flee.
I mean, I understand there's 2 units of militia cavalry, but half an equite unit in one singular whatchamacallit? Like in one singular volley? Come on, that's a little bit excessive. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, at least we got the artillery. I wonder if I can capture some, or if that's well, a different Total War game. I'm not sure if that's implemented in the remastered. Haven't tested it out. Though I would like to know. And I guess now's as good a time as any to find out. Because we've straight up wiped out most of their, if not literally all of their cavalry, because I saw a cavalryman die. All of their artillery. I think this is straight up just going to be almost a guarantee to capture one, if that mechanic exists, of course. Yeah, I've just cleaned the field up. I would like to catch up to this cavalry, if at all possible, though my troops are tired. I am going to be able to catch up to some of them, though. And reduce their numbers a tiny touch. Ooh, that was good. That was a good bit of ambushing, or intercepting, really, not ambushing at all. Good bit of intercepting right there, and we might be able to catch a few more, quite a few more. That was incredible. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. That was an incredible battle, like...
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Not gonna lie, I expected to just wipe out the second army very easily, because it just didn't have anything to hold the line against me. The terrain advantage just, like, nuked the living bejesus out of their men, because, I mean, look at this. It's like... Okay, it's not that impressive on the casualties inflicted sheet, because a lot of the casualties that the Principe and the Hastati inflicted were to, like, retreating forces, but, like, the Velites just shattered their front lines. That was awesome. That was just, like, straight up awesome. Victory and glory, as he said. The army's just gone, right? Yeah. I mean, just gone. I'm not just quoting a meme, it's just literally gone. Alright. There's a little bit in Sparta, there's a little bit of a garrison in Sparta that could potentially do something, but Athens, Corinth, this army here, that's all about to fall. I'm gonna let Timnes attack me, I think, because, actually, how am I gonna do that? Yeah, I kind of want to do that and kind of don't at the same time. Let me get a ballista. I tell you what, like, in taking Larissa, we've secured so much, both economically and militarily. I mean, this city's going to provide us with so much in the way of recruits that that I'm not really worried about anything, and I have a full stack here, which is virtually invincible. Words that I hopefully will not be eating in a few minutes, but, you know. I figure this is enough. I'm very sad about Thapsus, and the whole Numidian problem over here. I mean, they really shouldn't be fighting us to begin with, though I understand, you know, they control all of North Africa practically. They want to grab the last bits. But still. I think I'm just going to end the turn here. I don't think there's anything else I can do. So, let's see what the Greeks do, and let's see what the Numidians do. The Numidians have retreated. Or so it would seem. For now, at least. Seems like we're at war, but mostly on paper. They don't seem to have the will to commit to any proper fighting. This is just a random fleet. Which somehow won. Not gonna lie, that's pretty darn badass. And yeah, I was expecting this. See, the beauty of this position is I think the other legion can come in and support. Maybe. It's by no means a guarantee, but maybe. Let's first deal with Africa. All right. Siege of Carthage gonna happen. Most likely, probably, right? Yes. Yes. I want to say yes. Okay, Admiral Luca, blockade the port of Carthage. Admiral Oppius is going to take these soldiers on the ride of their lives to Thapsus. And it's not going to be a full legion, but the reinforcements will come soon. With this Admiral. And notice that the shipping lanes are clear once again, because we've beaten back this Carthaginian navy, and the one from here retreated. So, other navy's going to come in just to sort of support the whole endeavour and provide security. This navy now doesn't need to worry about anything on the western side of the Mediterranean. It can go down to Greece and probably start fighting what remains of the Greek navy that the Brutii haven't wiped out. From here, there is a reinforcing army. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, so now that I've done it like this, they won't receive any reinforcements, but obviously neither will I. That's good, though. That's good. See, this makes it so that I've totally forgotten the number of legions. I arbitrarily assigned them some numbers, where this was supposed to be like the second or the third, this was the fourth or whatever. I've completely forgotten because I haven't played for a while. I did have a fairly decent backlog, and then, you know, that allowed me to focus on other things than I was going to record. But on the downside, yeah. Here's the thing, though. I don't want to lose Thapsus. That's the thing. That is all. So if I leave a general in there, that's not going to improve the situation. Alright, that makes me feel a little bit better. Can I get the Pricape inside Thapsus and then retrain them? No, I can't, because Thapsus doesn't have a Pricape retraining facility, or whatever you call it. Okay, how about you go over there and scout? It's cool. I don't want to throw that unit away, so I'll just leave it to be marginally useful in that general direction. That, I kind of am hoping that they'll recruit a few more troops in Carthage and thus give me a proper fight. That, and I have artillery. Not many, or not much in the way of artillery, but I have some artillery. Speaking of, we didn't capture any. I don't think that's an actual feature. Shame. Shame that it is not, but alas, alack, there is precious little we can do about that. Death stalks the land in Apollonia. I think we're not going to do any of the fighting this episode, or any more of the fighting this episode. I think I'm just going to focus on the administrative side of things. So Thapsus can get, we can get back in order. This is irrelevant. Confident Commander Publius Scipio. Well, I certainly hope so. After that battle, you've more than earned it, I would say. In Capua, we're going to get walls and a whole bunch of whole bunch of settlements. Yes, terrific. Whole bunch of buildings that improve public order, so we can up the tax rate. Money-wise, we're not doing terribly. We're not doing all too great either. Popularity falls with the Senate. Why? I mean, I've been doing all the Senate missions. Is it because I'm too big for you? For your modest ambitions? I mean, that's like 3, 6, 7. Brutii I have 2, Julie I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, 7 versus 5 isn't that big of a difference in terms of just the number of cities, but I guess quality doesn't matter too. And the Numidians are still here. You know what? Retreating to Thapsus? Good idea. I like it. Financially, probably not the best. I would have been better off just taking Carthage, forgetting about Thapsus, and moving on with my life. But we're not here to do the best course of action. We're here to do some light role-playing, create some interesting political and military scenarios and situations, and I completely forgot that the Julii hold Corralis too. I don't know why my population with the why my popularity with the Senate is falling. That's somewhat unfortunate, but I think we've done all the settlement management and all those things that we can do. For now,
Awaiting your command.
I would like to start negotiating with... Well, why not the Greeks?
Be quick. Our patience is limited.
Yeah. Hi. Would you like a ceasefire? And then as compensation, I'll give you Thermon. They will actually accept that. I'm not going to do it, obviously, but I'm curious whether they. I was curious whether they would accept that. So they definitely don't want a ceasefire. How about you becoming my protector? No, that's just dumb. I think they're going to change their tune after they lose both of these armies at Larissa, and I am fairly confident that I can beat them.
Our patience is limited.
Somewhat easily. So yeah. The Numidians will take a ceasefire with me. Ooh, that's great news. Let's see. Do you think I could take Lepsis Magna? Yeah, Lepsis Magna, for example. Okay, and then also you're gonna give me like 5,000. No. Okay. Like 2,500.
Let us now talk reasonably.
Okay, ceasefire trade rights give Lepsis Magna and 300 denarii per 9 turns, which is 21,000. Honestly, I think that's more than acceptable. I genuinely believe that is more than acceptable. Because here's the thing, I don't really want to fight the Numidians either, if I'm honest. I'm perfectly happy to just let them exist in their corner of the world for a long while, if I'm honest with you. Shrine to Baal is going to have to go away, though. Replaced with a Shrine to Saturn. Some Town Watch. These mercenaries... See, here's the thing. That's their upkeep cost, isn't it? It's 100 per turn. It's the same as the Town Watch. So... really, there's no reason not to just keep them. Because, I mean, how much do the Velites cost to maintain? That's 170. They are professional Roman soldiers, though, and there's no way I'm switching them for some Libyan mercenaries or whatever, but regardless...
Your Honor.
Yeah. I like that quite a bit. Ceasefire in effect. Good. Okay, I think we're going to call it here. Next time, The Battle of Larissa, or the Great Battle of Larissa, where the fate of Greece shall be decided. They have nowhere to run in north, only south, and the south is very poorly defended, so... yeah. Quite a fan of what we've achieved so far. I'm also going to need, eventually, to recruit some generals, I think. I quite fancy the idea of both of these, like, being comrades and going together and stuff like that, so I'll probably keep them in one same army, but I'm going to need to recruit a governor for Thapsus and definitely a governor for Lepsis Magna. Matter of fact, I think we're going to do that right away, even though I'm going to pay one heck of a price maintenance-wise for him, or upkeep-wise for him. I would like a whole bunch of watchtowers there, and a whole bunch of watchtowers there, and across the what's it called, the shoreline here, and, well, if you'd like to roleplay, then it's us sort of slowly conquering Lepsis Magna from the various barbaric tribes that inhabit it, left behind by the Numidians, but in more pragmatic terms, I would like to know what's going on in the province and to see if there's enemies coming from either the west or the east. Anyways, that's for next time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Only a couple of turns, but very important turns and very strategic. Because next time we win here, we march on over to the south, and I mean, after we've taken Carthage, I'm going to consider this Let's Play finished, basically. The Civil War isn't going to be a challenge at all, because the other families don't really have legions, other than this one, which is one, and they're probably going to lose a lot of them to the German invaders from the north, so yeah, the Civil War isn't going to be particularly exciting, and I think after we've consolidated power over here, it's just it's no longer a challenge, it's just a chore, because you can start losing legions every turn and just keep rebuilding them without much in the way of consequence. Plus, the world wonders are going to be so gosh darn helpful. Yeah, +4 bonus to population loyalty. Naval trade increased by 40%, which isn't as much as you think, considering naval trade doesn't really make much money, but, you know, in the long run. Just the cost of religious buildings by 30%. Okay. I mean, these will take later. What about this? Increases the loyalty of Egyptians to the owning faction, regardless of culture. Oh, that's pretty awesome. And this is... halves the chance of nearby ships at sea sinking and increases naval movement allowance. Alright. I think this was a little bit nerfed. I think the +4 bonus used to be plus public order bonus. I'm not sure how it works now. I think now it's just, if your settlement gets taken, there's a higher chance that it will revolt, if unattended. Which, you know, honestly, for most players, most of the time, completely useless, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Have fun, take care, bye-bye.